Welcome to episode 230 of the Digital Tourism Show, brought to you today by Resdi. And we have the absolute pleasure of speaking with Anula Galewska of Sustainable Tourism Made Easy and Travindy. And she will be discussing key sustainability trends and how you can turn your tourism business to become more sustainable and what the future holds. One not to be missed. So thanks again for joining us, Anula. I really do appreciate you taking the time to speak to us and the viewers and the listeners that are in the Digital Tourism Show. So thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
So you're just back to the grind, as it were, yourself after a break. Is that right?
Yes, I'm back. I'm back to Moscow, where we have winter time and just celebrated the Orthodox Christmas. So yes, but back to work now.
Yeah. But no, I really do appreciate coming on. And one of the topics we've not really spoken about on the digital tourism show is sort of sustainability, which I know is a big part of what you do. So just to kick things off, I think it would be good if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, and what interested you in the sort of tourism sort of industry, especially within sustainability. What got you into where you are today?
So I'm a sustainability expert, and I specialize in tour operators, and I help tour operators improve their sustainability performance. And I'm doing it for the last decade now. I'm so old now, but I ended up in tourism by accident. So I studied sociology and social entrepreneurship. I was very much involved in helping the world during my student times through an organization called ISEC. But then I got a job in an online travel agency. And with them, I went to WTM, that in London. And there I saw the responsible tourism agenda. And just because I found out that there's the world of good tourism, I thought, oh my God, this is something for me. And then since then, I started learning by myself. I became an auditor for sustainability certification for hotels, then for tour operators. And so here we are. I'm now running my own company, Sustainable Tourism Made Easy. And I also work for Urban Adventures as a responsible business manager.
So you're kept busy then?
Yes, I have a regular job and after hours job. But this is if you ask me about my hobby and my work, it's all in one. So I just really, really love what I do.
Yeah, that's half the battle, as they say. If you find something that you can work in that's your passion as well and your hobby, then you're doing well in life. So
yeah,
congratulations on that. So for what I believe, you help train a lot of tourism businesses to become more sustainable. What have you seen? If anyone out there is thinking about becoming a sustainable business, what are the main challenges you've seen businesses face when you've been training those businesses up?
I think that there are two main groups. There's this group that they do everything intuitively in terms of sustainability. They implemented all the practices, but they pretty much suck at selling it. So they communicate, let's save the planet, let's be a better person, and so on. So they've done the background work, but they don't benefit from it anyhow. And then there is a second group that has some kind of misconception about sustainability, and people think it's super expensive or super complicated, or I don't know, it requires a lot of resources, or it's woo-hoo thing, and they don't even know where to start. So this is quite a big group that fortunately right now is changing, and people are more open to suggestions. So I think that the big challenge for the companies that are starting is where to start and what exactly to do. When you have analyzed where you are, I think that the first step for any company is to understand where they are right now. And we have a very clear indicators and criteria for sustainable tourism, for hotels and for tour operators, for destinations. So it's quite easy to evaluate yourself, and then there's a lot of proven solutions what to do for each case. So then it's just a matter of implementing it.
Excellent. Do you think Just on that topic though, do you think it matters if you are a one-man, one-woman band business or a big business? Do you think anyone could become a sort of sustainable business?
Of course, because sustainability is not for any type of tourism product or any size of the business. Anything can be like, any tourism can be sustainable, even like mass tourism can be sustainable. Business travel, it's not about going to the forest with your backpack. It's like implementing sustainable supply chain is a big part of it. And I think when we talk about bigger businesses like outbound tour operators, then or hotels, then the environmental part is something that companies should look at first, I believe, just because they have really huge impact on the flights and water, energy resources, then like climate change and so on, the big impact, the carbon footprint. When you look at smaller businesses, I think they don't have that big much of a environmental impact unless they run tours that are like in wildlife. But then for the smaller businesses, I would focus on the socioeconomic and cultural part, because this is where they can create really authentic, amazing experiences that benefit also the local communities.
Yeah, fantastic. No, but part of sustainability, we hear a lot of terms like over tourism, etc., within certain destinations. I know that me and Peter Syme recently spoke about this. So, but do you think there really is such a thing as over tourism, or is it just down to bad planning? What was your take on that?
I mean, over tourism is like, in other words, overcrowding, and it's been there for many years now, since the mass tourism started. And of course, there is like a problem of planning, but as in any industry, in tourism, we have our own capacity. So let's say if you are a shoemaker and you have your own factory, you can optimize your equipment, your machines, but at some point you cannot put more machines into your space. And the same with tourism. So of course, in many destinations, there is a lot to be done in terms of managing the tourism flow and facilitating how people behave in a destination, but still you can hit your limits. But another, what I think in terms of over tourism, I believe that it's not about over tourism, it's more about tourist dispersion. So if you look at the tourism density index, you can see that there are many destinations, even within one city. You can have locations that are like really overcrowded and areas with no one at all, and businesses that would definitely benefit from having some tourists. So I think it's a matter of facilitating the tourism flows. And from a business perspective, we can do a lot when it comes to marketing. So instead of promoting the same spots, the same bucket lists, we can create FOMO for different new destinations. And right now, if you saw, I don't know, the Booking.com report for the Travel Trends 2020, they call it second city traveler. So people are already looking for new opportunities, new destinations, not only those that are from the number one list.
And there's such a desire for most tourists not to always go to the places where that are the most popular, are the most crowded in terms of tourism. If you're ever in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Fringe or anything like that, everyone knows how crazy that can be. So it's basically showing other destinations that aren't quite as popular but still stunning and beautiful and all have a lot to offer, and being able to direct potential customers to these other areas to help disperse some of the bigger crowds. And I think that's where I was getting at from the sort of bad planning aspect is trying to get everyone to in certain destinations, make the data out there, available to the public, so people can then say, okay, well, this destination isn't quite getting as much tourists than the other one, so let's try and, as you say, do some marketing, try and push that area, etc., and build up the businesses in that area as well. So I think there's still quite a lot that can be done. In terms
definitely, there is a lot to be done. Sometimes it's a matter of like even promoting lower season, promoting different destinations, putting like in a package, having mainstream destination together with something else, so people get to the destination for, let's say, to have the stick, but then the most of the time and most of their money they would spend in another place. So there's really a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, yeah. So for anyone who's listening or watching and who wants to become a sustainable business, are there any sort of tips or quick wins that a business can implement today or tomorrow? Or whatever? Is there anything that they can start doing now?
I mean, like, sustainability is a very wide topic,
Yeah.
so it's difficult to say like how to become a better business, basically. I would say that the first thing is like to do some kind of self-evaluation, and for this, I would send everyone to the Global Sustainable Tourism Council page, where there is a list of industry criteria for sustainability, and just check yourself. Or if you want to do more, hire someone to do it for you, like an external consultant if you don't have enough knowledge. So evaluating your business and then understanding why you want to be more sustainable. So finding your bigger purpose, your why, your motivation, and then combine those two and find something, an area that you really want to work on, and start with it. And there are many quick wins, so to say, for each area of sustainability management, whether it's within internal operations or supply chain and products, or working with external communities. But it's just too complex, and right now I just don't know which area. If you have any specific area you want to ask about, I'm happy to share solutions. But then it's like sustainability in general, it's quite a big topic.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I suppose one of my questions, just following on from that, then would be, is there any businesses you felt, or any other business that you've seen who has been amazing at sustainability, or have you got any case studies or anything that you can maybe share even from your own knowledge from your own customers? But is there anything that had, or one company that's really stood out in terms of what they do in terms of sustainability?
Oh, there are so many. Like, it's so exciting. I think this year was so super exciting for me, because I've seen in the last, I think, 2 years, the industry has changed so much. And right now, when I was in London at WTM in November, I was amazed, just because sustainability was in every corner. So there was no like responsible tourism agenda and group of people, but now it became like really part of the mainstream conversation. So there are tons of different examples. I think that there are, of course, companies that do a lot in terms of like meeting the minimum criteria, and now it's becoming a standard, and you're not going to impress anyone.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, even from Edinburgh, you have Invisible Cities, which is a social tourism enterprise that hires homeless people with who experience homelessness to become a guide.
Yeah.
And this model is in many cities, but they are just an example of like doing more, so creating a shared value. And in any business, we can find a way to work with our local community and like hire people from the communities or from the different neighborhoods. So there are many now different tourism social enterprises that have this shared benefit. And one of the companies that I've been on a tour with is Sapa Ao Chao in Vietnam. And the guys there are creating the whole like tours that support the local minority and women from the local minority. They have a school, they have a cafe. So creating the bonds with the local community is something that I'm always impressed by.
Yeah, that's the sort of stories I love. You mentioned the Invisible Cities. I'm a huge fan of what they do. I'm actually meeting, full enough, Zakia for a coffee soon. So it's so inspiring, and if you can help, whether it's homeless people or other people within your community, to bring in jobs and help them out, even just for training and getting them off the street, I just think it's phenomenal. Whether it's in Vietnam or Edinburgh, or it's really inspiring, and I love companies that do that sort of.
But I want to say something that like people would say who have like regular business, they would say, oh, this is not for us, like we are just a business. And of course, I'm not expecting every company to become a social enterprise, but every company can find an issue, an organization, an initiative that they really feel inspired by and support them. It can be either by donations, that's like the easiest thing, that they don't have to really invest any thinking or resources, or even skill-based volunteering. So having your team supporting the organization, I don't know, you have a marketing expert on your team, let them spend some hours from their working time to help the organization. And this is also the way how you can create shared value. And it's not like, it's not a rocket science. So you don't have to do like big things. I'm a believer in small steps, but you can always find like one thing, one topic that moves you, either in your own home country or in the destination that you send tourists to. There's always something to do. And I think that people sometimes, like at home, they are really good people. They would recycle and eliminate plastic from their home. They would donate money for during Christmas, but when they go to the office, they forget about it.
Yeah.
So if we aligned our personal values with our business values, then we would do much better.
Yeah, and I suppose just off that, on that topic, I know especially here, I know I'm based in Glasgow in Scotland, so I know here it can be a bit of an issue, but there's many businesses in the building that we're in who all want to do more in terms of recycling and that type of thing, but unfortunately the local governments, etc., the facilities for it just aren't that great. So I suppose it isn't just the businesses in terms of tour operators or tourism businesses that can do it. It's getting the actual governments themselves to take more note and actually get them to. I suppose that will come from the many businesses like tourism businesses and other businesses who all pushing to say, look, we want this and demanding it, and then I suppose they'll then have to take note and actually do it. But they're still a little bit behind. I know here they are. I know in other countries they'll be a lot better, but I know here in this country they're a little bit behind in this sort of thing. So.
But I think UK is like the home for social entrepreneurship. There are so many things going on there. So like you're coming from this side on the social side. Other countries like Germany are probably stronger in terms of the environmental side, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, everyone has their plus signs and minuses. So I'm going to give you a magic wand or a wish, whatever that would be. And if you only had one aspect in tourism to make it more sociable, what would it be? And I know that's an open-ended question, but if you had a magic wand, what would be the one area you would love to solve?
Oh my God, this is like a hard one. I had some thoughts and I still cannot find the one wish. I'm personally really moved always by people. So I think that I would like, I don't know, like I would like the tourism to be a way to help people understand each other better. So use tourism for intercultural exchange and use every opportunity for the tourists to be treated on an equal level as the locals and create the opportunities for both sides to interconnect, regardless whether it's like a driver on a bus talking to people who are there, like creating human experiences in every aspect of tourism, rather than looking, like, oh yes, you are my client and I'm gonna praise you for everything. So I think that is creating human experiences and treating everyone as a human being. We have right now many issues like within the hospitality about like wages and situation of children and human trafficking and so on, and sexual abuse. So I would like to eradicate this part and create more opportunities for people to get to know each other. And I really believe in diversity, and so tourism can be a change for good in this area.
I completely agree, and I think that's an outstanding answer, to be honest. Anything that can bring people together and cultures together and stop all the, especially, I don't know whether it's just the climate today in terms of the political climate and everything else. It just seems we're going backwards rather than forwards. So it's a little bit, in my opinion. But hopefully tourism can help bridge that gap and bring more and more people together, like you say. So keep our fingers crossed. But no, I'm so grateful that you've taken the time to speak to me. I really am. I know you're busy. So if anyone was wanting to know more about sustainable tourism or get in touch to maybe get training from yourself in this area, where would be the best places to contact you on?
You can Google me everywhere. I'm the only Anula Galewska in the world, so it's quite easy to find me. But I guess that if you are a tour operator specifically, I would invite you to sustainable tourismmadeeasy.com. I offer online courses for tour operators made easy. So right now I have 3 courses: a crash course for tour operators, a course that focuses on sustainable products development, and one that is like from zero to hero if you really want to go deeper into the topic. So you can find out there. And I also offer consulting services and customized workshop. I work with tourism associations. So just get in touch. You can email me at hey@anulagalewska.com as well, and I'm happy to chat with you.
Excellent. No, I appreciate it. And I'll put some of the details up on the screen,
Thank
or if
you.
the listeners are listening, obviously you've just heard the details there. Sometimes I always forget I've got a podcast as well, and I'm always saying, "Oh, watch the video," and you go, "Oh no, I've got a podcast." But no, are you going to Arrival in Berlin at all this year?
Yes, actually, I'm running a workshop there together with, I hope it's not a spoiler, with Randy from Global Sustainable Tourism Council.
Nice.
So we're going to have a workshop at Arrival, so you can meet us there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing a workshop as well. Actually, I'm actually doing 2, I believe. So that anyone who's not been to Arrival, well, please come along. It is one of the best events
It's
out there for the
amazing,
industry. Yeah,
and we love you guys from Arrival.
yeah, we do. So we do. So if you want to meet Anula in person and talk about sustainability, Arrival is going to be one of the best places to do that. So, well, Anula, thanks again. I really do appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
Thanks
much.
for taking
It was
the
a great
time,
pleasure.
and hopefully we'll catch up over a glass of wine or something at Arrival.
I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.